You do not need to move across the world, quit your job, or win the lottery to change your life. You just need 10 small habits that quietly rewire the way you think and act every single day, starting with only one today. What if everything you are hoping for, like confidence, clarity, energy, and peace, is already within your reach and hiding in plain sight? This video is your roadmap to those small habits that are so easy to ignore, but so powerful when repeated daily with intention. You might think you already know some of them, but I guarantee one will surprise you and change how you see your daily life forever. Stay with me until the very end, because the last habit is the one most people skip, even though it makes all the others easier to stick with. Let us start with the first habit that changes everything. The first habit is reading. Not scrolling random posts online or glancing at headlines, but real reading that stretches your brain and feeds your future. When you open a good book, you are borrowing someone else's years of struggle, wisdom, experience, and insight, all for the cost of a few pages. You do not need to read a book every week or force yourself through chapters you hate. Just start with 10 minutes a day and choose books that actually help you grow and think differently about your life or goals. Over a year, 10 minutes a day adds up to over 60 hours of focused learning, which is enough to rewire how you solve problems and make decisions. Books are brain fuel, and your mind runs better when you feed it wisely and consistently with things that actually matter and build your perspective. Second habit, journaling. No, not writing poems or deep reflections unless you want to. I mean dumping your thoughts to clear your mental space and focus better. Journaling is like taking out the mental trash. When your mind is cluttered, you feel anxious and foggy, and journaling brings that back into control. Write what you feel. Write what you fear. Write what you plan to do or what frustrated you today. It does not need to be beautiful. It just needs to be honest. Let your thoughts breathe on paper instead of spinning endlessly in your head. Even 3 minutes a day of journaling helps you think better, plan smarter, and notice your growth instead of just surviving the day. Most people skip this habit because it feels small. But small things compound, and this one gives your mind space to actually be productive and clear. Reading brings in the wisdom. Journaling clears the fog. Together, they build a sharper, more focused version of you starting today. Let us move on to the third habit that people underestimate: setting one clear goal every single morning. Not a to-do list with 10 messy tasks or vague ideas, but one specific outcome that, if achieved today, will make your day feel like a win. Most people wake up and let the day control them. They check their phone, scroll through distractions, and suddenly, half the day disappears without purpose. But when you start your morning by writing down just one meaningful goal, you take control of your focus and your time in a powerful way. The brain needs direction. Without it, you drift, you react, you lose track of what matters, and everything starts to feel urgent and overwhelming. But with one goal, even a small one, your mind has something to aim for, and you give yourself a target instead of floating through the day. Let's say your goal is to finish a project, have a difficult conversation, or work out for 30 minutes. Whatever it is, write it down, say it out loud, and watch how your actions start aligning with it naturally without forcing anything. Over time, this habit builds self-trust. You become someone who keeps promises to yourself. And that self-trust, once built, becomes unshakable. So do not start your day by checking your phone. Start it by setting your own direction. Habit 4. Move your body every single day. This is not about six-pack abs or crushing intense workouts, unless that is your thing. This is about sending one powerful message to your brain every morning. That message is simple. I am alive. I am strong. I can move forward. Motion changes emotion. That is not just a catchy phrase. It is science. When you move, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which improve your mood, increase focus, and help reduce stress and anxiety. You do not need a gym membership. You do not need fancy clothes or expensive routines. You just need to walk for 10 minutes, stretch your back, dance in your kitchen, or do a few push-ups in your room. Movement wakes up your body, sharpens your mind, and reminds you that you are capable of taking action. And in a world that keeps telling you to sit still, that movement becomes a quiet form of rebellion that brings your power back. Now, habit 5, gratitude. This one might sound soft or overly simple, but it is one of the most powerful habits on this entire list. Because gratitude is not just about feeling good, it is about seeing differently. And when you change the way you see, you change the way you live. Your brain has a built-in negativity bias. That means it is wired to spot threats, problems, and fears before anything else. Gratitude rewires that instinct. It trains your mind to notice what is going right, even when everything feels wrong. Each morning or night, take 1 minute to write down 3 things you are grateful for. Not big things, small ones. The sunlight on your skin, a warm drink, a kind message from someone who cares. When you practice gratitude daily, your focus shifts. You stop feeling like everything is missing, and you start realizing how much you already have and how much more is possible. 5 habits in. You have fed your mind, cleared your head, set your focus, moved your body, and shifted your energy. And guess what? The next one might be the habit your future self begs you to take more seriously. Habit 6, rest. In a world that worships hustle and burnout, rest almost feels like a crime. But it is not weakness, it is wisdom. You are not a machine. You are not built to go non-stop. And even machines break down without maintenance and care. Rest is not just about sleep, even though sleep is vital and most people do not get enough of it. Rest means giving your brain space to breathe, to unplug, to reset. It is the quiet time where your best ideas sneak in without force. Ever notice how your best thoughts come during a walk, in the shower, or while lying in bed doing absolutely nothing? That is your brain connecting dots, solving problems, and healing from stress. But it can only do that when you stop pushing and start pausing. Make it a habit to protect your rest. Take real breaks, set boundaries with your time. And do not apologize for recharging, because when you rest, you come back stronger, sharper, and more creative than before. Now let us move into habit 7, giving. This one changes not just your life, but the lives around you. And no, giving does not always mean money. In fact, the most valuable things you can give, like your attention, kindness, or time, do not cost anything at all. When you give freely, something strange happens. You feel better. You shift out of your problems and into purpose. You stop focusing on what is missing and start focusing on what you can offer. Maybe it is listening to a friend who needs to talk. Maybe it is helping someone without expecting anything in return. Maybe it is sharing something you have learned, lifting someone up, or sending a simple message that says, "I believe in you." Giving builds connection, and connection builds meaning. And here is a quiet truth. The more you give, the more you grow. It creates this invisible momentum that brings new opportunities and peace into your life. Do not wait until you have everything together. Give now, start small, and watch how your energy, your joy, and your confidence multiply. Habit 8, listening. Most people do not really listen. They hear words and wait for their turn to speak. But true listening, that is rare. And when you learn to really listen, everything in your life, your relationships, your career, your personal growth starts to change. Listening is not about silence. It is about presence. It means paying attention not just to the words, but to the pauses, the emotions, and the things left unsaid. When you listen fully, people feel seen. They open up, they trust you more. And you gain access to their world, their thoughts, their insights, their perspective, all of which can teach you something powerful. But here's the bonus. When you make listening a habit, you start hearing yourself more clearly too. You notice your own patterns. You understand your emotions. You slow down long enough to hear what your gut is really saying. That kind of clarity is rare, and it is what gives you the edge in a world full of noise and shallow attention. 8 habits down, each one simple, but together they are building something that looks a lot like the life you have been dreaming about. Habit 9. Patience. In a world that delivers groceries in 10 minutes and viral fame overnight, patience feels like some ancient skill we forgot how to use. But if you do not build patience, you will keep quitting things right before they start to work. Real success takes time. Growth takes time. Healing, progress, learning new skills, all of it needs time and repetition, not rush. And when you get impatient, you start comparing yourself to others, doubting your progress, and jumping from thing to thing without ever finishing. Patience does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means doing the work, showing up every day, and trusting that even when you do not see the results yet, the roots are growing underneath. Think about a seed. You plant it, water it, wait, and for weeks, maybe months, it looks like nothing is happening. But underground, the roots are spreading, anchoring deep into the soil, preparing to break through the surface and grow into something strong. That is what patience builds, quiet strength. The kind that cannot be shaken just because progress is slow or no one is clapping for you yet. So remind yourself daily, it is not about how fast you go. It is about how long you are willing to stay in the game without giving up. And now, habit 10. This one is a game changer. Surround yourself with the right people. You become the average of the voices you hear the most. If your circle is full of drama, negativity, and complaints, you will start echoing that energy whether you like it or not. But if your circle is full of people who grow, learn, take action, and believe in possibilities, your life starts to match their level. Their habits become contagious. Their mindset rubs off on you, and you start rising just by being near them. Sometimes, the hardest part of growth is outgrowing your old crowd. But if they are holding you back, draining your energy, or making you feel small, it might be time to love them from a distance. Build your circle with intention. People who support your goals, who challenge your excuses, who celebrate your wins and remind you what you are capable of. And just as important, be that person for someone else too. Because the right circle will push you further than motivation ever could, and the wrong one will keep you stuck in the same loop for years. Now here is the truth most people miss. These 10 habits might seem small, but they are the ones shaping your future in silence. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to master all 10 today. You just have to start, one at a time, one small shift each day. Because success is not some giant leap. It is a quiet decision you make each morning to be just a little better than yesterday and to keep showing up no matter what. In 6 months, you are going to be living one of two lives. The one where you ignored these habits, or the one where they became your foundation, your daily rhythm, your secret edge. So take a second and ask yourself, which life do you want to wake up to 6 months from now? Choose one habit to start today, lock it in, repeat it tomorrow. Then add the next one, and the next. Let your habits build your future while no one is watching. Because one day soon, they will be watching, and they will ask how you changed everything. And you will smile, knowing it started with the small things. Watch the next video popping up right now. It is the perfect follow-up to help you grow even more. And if this helped you, hit like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more videos that move you forward.